Hi everyone, it's Bae bringing you Captain Tsubasa Dream Team, and today I would like to pull this first anniversary SSR Premium transfer, selectable transfer. But before I go on, I would like to, for those who might be confused or struggling to make up their minds to which character to select, I would like to introduce you guys who I think are good characters that comes out of this gacha or transfer, okay? So let's go on to the screenshots. Okay, I'll introduce the characters I think are strong by type. So first, a toughness type, and out of toughness, I would say this Tsubasa, Nankatsu Tsubasa, is really strong, especially after last Friday's passive that came, 20% boost when going up against Japanese characters. So although he's a very initial character, his stats are all super good. I can't believe he's a character that was here from the beginning. That's how strong he is. His offensive stats is 17,500, and his defensive and physical are both almost around 16,000, which is super good as a normal character. And on top of this, he'll get a 20% boost when he goes up against Japanese, and that means even Japanese goalkeepers. So there's so many Wakabayashi and Wakashimazu users, so he's gonna be a very threatening character. And I think I introduced this in when I did a passive video recently, but from my experience, I know I could make like drive shot S level like 4 or 5. I could make this against blue type Wakashimazu, the 2017 national team Wakashimazu Wakadoryu level 20. I could do this easily. That's how strong he is. Although he has type disadvantage, because his stats are so strong that he'll be able to make it. So this is one super good character, I think, if you get this out of the 5 characters that you're able to select. And next comes Hyuga, Raiju Hyuga. The reason why I selected him is because although he's not a well-balanced character, since he's a forward, and you know what's most important about forward is to make a goal. So his Raiju shot, his skill is very strong, and his passive, he doesn't have a passive, his stats, although it's not balanced, he's really edgy on shot and power, which really helps his shot to become super strong. So although he's a normal gacha or transfer character, he is like his shot, when it comes to shot, it's like Fest character. That's how strong. So I really strongly recommend you to get this for those who are looking for a good Hyuga. Okay? And next comes Santana. He's not as good as Hyuga in terms of shot. He's really edgy on shot as well, but he's not as edgy as Hyuga. But because there are so many good raids like pass or like he also has 1-2 new Brazilian, and he already has dribble. So he, as an offensive character, more than Hyuga, he could do many stuff, and his shot is very unique. It's a long distance shot, flying golden eagle shot, was it? I forgot. Flying drive shot, flying eagle. Golden flying drive shot, yeah. So this doesn't lose momentum from when shooting from distance. So this is very unique and very useful. So yeah, out of the normal transfer characters, I would say this is one of the great forwards. And this Schneider, it's a very recent character. And as you can see here, his shot is much stronger than the previous Santana, so he's good as a striker, and he's also edgy on shot because he's a forward. So not as strong as Hyuga here, but stronger than Santana. But his passive boosts all his parameter by 10%. His passive is when Tsubasa is around, all his parameter will go up by 10%. So when you do the 10% math, he will exceed Raiju Hyuga. That means he's strong, of course. His shooting stats will be like, and power will be like equivalent or even better than Fest forward characters like Hino or I don't know, like Nita. Yeah, so that's how strong he is. And his shot, I forgot, Fire Drive Twin, which is shot together with Tsubasa, is a very strong shot. Although you need Tsubasa, but you know, when you use him, you should put Tsubasa anyway. So yeah, it makes sense. So he's a very good character as well. And Gentilly, this is pretty old, but he's a great defender. His defensive stats, oh, sorry, it's all in Japanese. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, his defensive stats is above 18,000, and it's really edgy on block. but his tackle and interception is also pretty damn good, right? So he could basically do all defensive stuff, but mainly block, because his block is really edgy. Yeah, and also his passive that he recently got, Stand Firm, really helps weaken the shot of the opponent, which really is something very important, because although it will reach the goalie, because he touches it and it weakens the shot, it's going to be easier for the goalie to get it. Yeah, so it's going to be very strong. And this Fredericks, yeah, he's fairly recent character, new character, and because it's new, his stats are pretty high. His offensive stats is 17,600, and his physical is exceeding 17,000 as well. And it's really edgy on technique for physical and shot for offense. So when it comes to shot and pass, he's pretty good. And on top of this stats, if Levin is around, all his parameter will go up by 10%. So you could tell how much of a beast he is, right? As a normal character. Yeah. So, and he also has technical loop shot, which you can shoot from distance. So it's very unique, very useful character, I think. So yeah, for those who are looking for a good AM character, this might be the guy. Especially, well, you should have, if you want him, you should definitely have the Fest Levin together, because they match in terms of type, and Levin is a must-have for to have the boost. And next comes Riverwall. Although he's a normal character, his shot is exceeding above 7,000, and his power is 6,500, which is really edgy. So when it comes to shot, he's strong, and he also has defender killer. So when he goes up against defenders, all his parameter will go up by, I think it was 10%. Yeah. So although it's not all parameter up when someone is around, it's not as good, but still, you know, there's going to be many occasions where he will match up against defender, and it'll be easier, much easier for him to pass the defender. Although his passive won't work against goalkeeper, by the time the shot reaches the goalkeeper, the passive effect will not be there. But at least you know you have a higher chance of reaching the shot to reach the goalie, so it's good. I think it's good. And he also has in Japan very good raid 1-2 skill with Tsubasa, which hasn't come to the global version yet. Yeah, but it should someday. So yeah, because he could do forward and OMF, having a good 1-2 skill is something very important. So I think that really makes me think that he's a really strong character. Yeah. And Sho Shunko, he is pretty old now, but as a defensive DM character, he's very good. At the time when he was first released, he was said that he even was more powerful than Fest Matsuyama. That's how strong he is. Now that Matsuyama has a very good passive, he's better. But if you look at his defensive stats, everything is way above average. He has 6,000 and above tackle and interception. So yeah, he's the DMF or DM. So rather than having high block, I think having tackle and interception is better, because most of the times DM characters match up against the opponent AM. Yeah. So he's very strong, and although he's a DM character, he has a S rank shot, and this is a long distance shot. It's very useful. So yeah, I think it's a very strong character to have. And next comes Galvin. Is he good? Yes. I think out of all the normal gacha characters, I think he's the best. I personally think he's the best character, because look at his stats. He's a defender, and his defensive stats are very good, very edgy on block, and tackle and interception is also on its 5,000s. In terms of tackle, it's in the mid 5,000, so it's good. His power is very high, and also when Diaz is around, all his parameter will go up by 10%. Another 10%. That means his defensive stats will exceed 19,000. His physical will be about like a little less than 18,000. That is very strong for a normal gacha character. It's like Dream Collection character. That's how strong he is. And for those who have Fest Diaz, the type matches perfectly, and most of the people who are using toughness team is probably most likely using Diaz, Fest Diaz for sure, right? for those who have him. So it's just too easy to have the boost, the passive boost on him. So yeah, it's very easy to use, and he's a very powerful defender. So I would say out of all the characters, I think he is the best. That's how strong he is. Yeah. And going on to agility type, I think this Diaz is one of the best agility characters to get, because his original stats are pretty high, especially offensive. He has almost 18,000, and his physical is in the mid 16,000. That's already good, but if Tsubasa is around, everything goes up by 10%, right? That means he's going to be a pretty damn good shooter, as well as dribble and pass. He could do everything offensive. Yeah, so because there's Fest Diaz, who is very strong, most people who are using Fest Diaz have no room to use him. But for those who are going with agility, this guy is really strong. Really strong. Yeah, so I think it's a big, I would highly recommend this character for those especially who are going with agility. And also this Marius. Actually, it's really edgy on shot, and if Chester is around, he gets a 10% boost. So that means his shot will exceed 8,000, and his power will exceed 7,000. That is super strong. That's like Dream Collection again. And actually, frankly speaking, I think his shot, when it comes to shot, he will be better than Dream Collection Marius by slightly, if of course Chester is around. That is the limitation, but still, you know, if you have Chester and if you get this Marius, I think it's going to be a very good pair, and this Marius could even go beyond the Dream Collection Marius. So yeah, this is a very good character. And Hisho, look at his stats. He's really edgy on shot. Other stuff than shot and power are all on its 3,000, so it's very bad. But because he's a forward, he's a striker, he's a shooter, all he needs is a shot. That's what it means, his stats mean. And he recently got a passive where he gets 15% boost on top of this when he faces Japanese characters. So nowadays there's strong toughness type Wakabayashi, new Wakabayashi, but he will stay strong, especially against this new Wakabayashi, because he has advantage on type, and he gets the 15% boost against Japanese. So he will be a killer even today against Wakabayashi, I would say. So yeah, for those who are struggling fighting against Wakabayashi, he might be the character to save you. Yeah. And this 11, which is pretty new, it just recently came, and because it's a recent character, his stats are very high. It's very balanced, because he could do OMF and forward. He can do tackle and everything, offense and tackle is pretty strong. And he has a Aurora Curtain as S rank, so that's why his tackle is edgy. And but since he's a double position who can do forward, his offensive stats are very balanced and high. Yeah, so he's very good. And I think his passive, or his team skill, is good too. It boosts all non-Japanese characters by 7%. Although it's 7, it's non-Japanese, so it's very wide range. So that's very easy to use, right? And yeah, that's why I think he's gonna be very useful, not only himself but also his team skill. Yeah. And comes Oiran, the blue Oiran. He is very edgy on defense. His defensive stats is 17,500, which is good, and a bit edgy on block, but he could do everything almighty. Tackle and interception is at like a later half of the 5,000, so that's good. Yeah, and his physical is very decent as well. Everything is very balanced. Speed is a little bit low, but when it comes to block and interception, he could be a very strong defender. Yeah, I think. So for those who are lacking a good interceptor or blocker, he might be the guy, especially for those who are going with agility. Yes. And this Larson is also a very recent character that came together with Fedrix. And because it's recent, his stats are already originally good. But on top of this, if Levin is around, everything will go up by 10%. So, you know, do I need an explanation? It's good. right? He'll get his offensive stats will be like after the 10% boost, it will be like 19,000 above, and his physical event will be like later half of 18,000, which is good. So yeah, he's gonna be a very strong. I can't believe he's like a normal character. Well, you have to have 11. So compared to Fedrix, it's a bit hard to use because his type is different from Fest 11. Yeah, that's the thing. But if you have the other 11, this one, you might want to use it together. It's good. Yeah, it matches very good. Yeah. And this Brolin. Although, sorry, I screenshotted the wrong page, so you can't see the stats, but he has a European character boost team skill, 7%, that's good. Although it's not as wide as Levin's, where he had non-Japanese, he's European, it's a bit more limited, but there's so many European characters that are strong that it's pretty useful and easy to use. So I think this team skill is good, and also his passive is South American Killer. So he gets all parameter boost if he goes up against South American characters like Diaz, Pascal, Santana, Natureza, Rivaul. So there's so many strong characters that's from South American region. So I think this is very useful. And his stats is edgy on tackle. He has a rising tackle, so he's edgy on tackle, but he could also do block. His block is 5,800. That's not bad. That's good actually. His tackle was 6,800, very edgy, and his physical speed is 5,400. Power is 5,600. So when it comes to tackle, it's good, and block is also good. So for those who have other brawling, the transfer brawling, you might want to get the muscle block and bring it on to him. For those who are using agility, yeah. And this Misaki. Until the green Misaki got the passive, he was the #1 passer in the game, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but at least he's one of the best for sure. Okay, but then after the green Misaki got the passive 20% when Tsubasa is around, now he exceeds this guy's pass power, but he's still today one of the best passer. He has 7,300 technique, 6,600. So when it comes to pass, he is super strong. And moreover, because his green clean cut pass is so strong and stamina efficient, it's very useful. It only takes up like 220 stamina, but the power of that pass is 440. So you could do this pass so many times, and no one could basically get this pass. So because of his stats. So yeah, as a passer, he's very annoying as an opponent, and yeah, it's very good. Yeah, I would highly recommend this character for those especially who don't have the green Misaki. Yeah, and this Wakabayashi Killer Schneider will still remain very strong forward because now that the strong new Wakabayashi came as a toughness type, this guy will be very effective, his passive, and his type, his agility, which has advantage against toughness, and he gets 30% boost against Wakabayashi, which means his shooting power will be like above 9,000. That's like Dream Collection Clifford, right? When it comes to going against Wakabayashi. So yeah, I think many of you are struggling fighting against Wakabayashi, so someone like him might really save you. Be the ace striker, especially against Wakabayashi. Even if it's not against Wakabayashi, his original shooting power is very high, so he's gonna be useful. Yeah. And this Tsubasa, he is very strong, beast. He's like almost like a Fest character level when it comes to shot and pass. His shot is 7,700, power 5,900, pass 7,480, technique 5,200. So other stuff is not that good, but when it comes to shot and pass, it's super good. And on top of this, if Misaki is around, everything goes up by 10%. So he's gonna be really strong. He is super strong. And moreover, his main skill, S-rank shot, low ball shot, is really good in terms of visual. So yeah, it's a must-have for Tsubasa fan. Yes. And this Pierre, this guy is here from the initial, and you could get this from the tutorial gacha. That's how easy to get. But he is now very strong, right guys? After the passive that just came recently, he gets 30% boost on everything if Napoleon is around. Yeah, 30% boost means he'll get like 19,500 for offensive stats, 19,500, and what? Like 18,000 and above for defense, and for physical he gets like 3,900 やから like 17,000 or 18,000 and above. So that is crazy. He's one of the best character from the normal gacha, I think, in terms of the stats. Yeah. So, well, of course, you have to have a strong Napoleon, or else, you know, if you have a weak Napoleon, like a SR Napoleon, he's not going to be useful. But if you have like Fest Napoleon or like Green Napoleon, I think he's going to be a very good match. Although the type is different, it doesn't matter. He's just too strong, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, he's my one of the best recommendation for those who don't have him. And Kautz. Going on to the green type, skill type, Kautz is one of the good defender. He's edgy on block, and he has a hedgehog block defense, right? S rank. So for those who want to use him as is, it's good. But for those who have Fest Kautz, you might want to take his skill and put it on him, because Fest Kautz doesn't have S rank block. So yeah, I think as a defender, it might be useful. So he's very good. And Bunnak, he has Stand Firm as a passive. That's already good, but his defensive stats are pretty high, 17,000 and above, and it's really edgy on tackle, but also very good on block. Interception is not good, so it's when it comes to tackle and block, he's really good, because if you look at his physical, his speed is 5,500, very decent, better than average, and power is 6,400. So although he's edgy on tackle, his physical is edgy on power. So it's really evenly balanced when you put these together. So he's a very strong tackler as well as blocker. Yeah. So he's very good. And he has Stand Firm. And this Misaki. For those who used this after the passive came, is probably already fully aware of how strong his pass is, right? When it comes to pass, he gets 20% boost on top of this if Tsubasa is around. So even if you're going with like toughness type like me, I still use him, although he doesn't get any team skill. And he still is a beast. Trust me on this. Trust me. So if you're going with green type, no doubt. But even if you're not going with green, he's still your guy. Yeah. So he's super strong. I don't need to explain anything. His pass is number one. Number one. And he has Golden Duel. So yes, he is strong. And he could also do some defensive stuff because he has A rank tackle, A rank interception. So yeah, he's going to be a very good midfielder for you. And Gentile. Gentile in this game is very strong when it comes to defense. So it exceeds 8,000 again, like the red Gentile. And this time it's more edgy on interception, which is very important in this game now, because there's so many characters that have strong 1-2 skills, and you want to avoid them to use that and, you know, bring the ball close to the goal. So interception is going to be something very important. And although it's so edgy on interception, his tackle and block are pretty damn high too, right? So he could basically do everything, you know? Yeah, that's how strong he is, I think. So yeah, this Gentile is definitely one of the best, I think, green type normal gacha character. So it's I highly recommend this character. And yeah. And I think last but not least, Natureza. So he is a very recent character from the normal transfer. So that's why his stats are very evenly balanced at a very high average level. So yeah, it's very good. It's very useful. He could do everything, offensive, defensive, whatever. He's very edgy on interception, so that's good. But when it comes to offense, his dribble shot is pretty high. And even his pass is high, and his technique is high. So, you know, it really helps boost the pass stats at the end. So, yeah, he could do everything offense, and interception is very high. And his passive is auto intercept enhance or something. So, when the ball comes above him, field pass goes above him, 50% chance, you have 50% chance of activating the S rank lightning interception skill without consuming your stamina. That's good. Yeah. And also, you could put on him the 1-2 skill, the golden duo. No, not golden. Dream duo that was here for the event. For those who have this, then he'll be able to bring the ball up by himself, and then he could pass with the, and yeah, he could pass, or he could also dribble. He could do everything. So he's a very good midfielder, I think. Yeah. So these were my recommendations per each type. So I hope it's gonna be helpful for you guys, for those especially who are mixed up or confused on what to choose. And lastly, let's do my ticket. And this is my sub account, so I don't really care what to get, but I think there's so many characters that's strong in toughness. I'll go with toughness, okay? No. I have many agility in this account, so I'll go with agility. So I want the blue Tsubasa or 11 I want. Yeah, let's see who I get. The 5 characters I could select out of the 5 afterwards. So come on, give me something new. Well, this is sub account. I don't have many characters, so I think I'm gonna have something new. But let's see what I get. Kai is not that good. No, I don't want it. Oh yeah, one of the best blue character I think from the normal gacha. He shows not bad, but since I have like Riverwool and yeah, other forwards, I'm gonna take him for sure. Yes. So I hope you liked it. Sorry, it took a little long to explain everything, but I think it's something some people probably want to know before pulling this gacha. So yeah, I did it. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe for those who haven't yet, and stay tuned for my next video. Thanks for watching, and bye.